Thanks for tuning back in to the Tommy Campbell Show. If this is your first time here, I'm Tommy Campbell. I am bald. I make this independent show in my basement, and it drives the right wing crazy. President Biden was in Italy for the G7, and conservative media are doing everything they can to paint his trip as a bumbling disaster, completely distorting a great moment with an Italian paratrooper that I will get to the truth on and expose the lie machine in full force. I'll check in for a heaping scoop of fresh crazy from Don Jr., share a rusty update and more, but first this.
And we're going to bring her on now. I'm losing my voice a little bit tonight. You guys, I had a deposition yesterday with Smartmatic in it was an all-day deposition, and no, you're not going to see any highlights on the news this time around. My lawyer actually said I got an A, not an A plus, but I got an A in my deposition. But it was pretty simple. They kept they just so y'all know, they kept drilling me, going, Mike, didn't you hear Bill Barr say that the election was secure? And Chris Krebs said it was the most secure election in U.S. history. And I said, yeah, they're both liars. That's simple. It doesn't happen. And when I was given all my evidence on January 9th, and yes, this was the evidence from Dennis Montgomery, everybody.
Yes, Mike Lindell just did an all-day deposition, and he's not sounding well. A lot of people speak all day, and their voice doesn't end up like this. So I think someone got a little shouty, and although Deposition Karen says it won't be on the news, clips of the Dominion deposition were released online by lawyers of Dr. Eric Coomer, Dominion Director of Product Strategy and Security. So fingers crossed, Smartmatic's lawyers will do the right thing and give us the lumpy pillow ambulance chaser meltdown sequel the internet needs. Now, Lindell said here how the others are lying, which is ridiculous. And again, Lindell believes this because of the bogus evidence he bought. It wasn't just given to him. He bought it from known con artist Dennis Montgomery, who no-showed at the Cyber Symposium because he was at home in his new house that Lindell paid for, counting the millions he got from the pillow manufacturer gone mad. It is pouring MAGA tears. I played in 35 countries for over 2 decades, but most days you'll find me here. Thanks for taking in this bald comedian's take on things. Please join the best subscribers on YouTube while I blast the latest and stupid and more.
Because it's my birthday, I've asked for a massive cake for Ivanka to jump out of, just like in my favorite documentary, Under Siege. That's what I'm hoping for. It's going to be so hot.
This is really cool.
Those on a right-wing media diet only have ingested another tender moment from Joe Biden that was spun as senile, cognitive, declining, blundering Sleepy Joe. At the G7 in Italy, the same event that Fox hosts recently confused with a NATO meeting, the group of world leaders were treated to a skydiving demonstration by Italian paratroopers. I mean, here is what really happened. He comes in, makes a good landing, everyone's impressed, everyone's clapping, there's some head nods going on. Yeah, this is a pretty cool thing to have happen. Now Biden, he's wandering over because he's lost. No, he wants to go chat with this fella. And if you were to cut it right here and make the frame tight, that is all you saw. Biden went over to compliment him and ask him questions as the paratrooper worked to put away the chute. And it was at that moment that another member of the Italian army stepped forward and PM Maloney got Biden back to hear what he had to say. You won't see the video go this far or have this wide of a frame on right-wing media. Biden was genuinely interested and thankful for a service member. This is an amazing moment. And another great moment is here at the end. This is going to the kitchen to thank the cook for the meal. He appreciated, he cared, and he showed respect. And it's insane that they wanted to spin this, but they did more than that. The New York Post made it their cover. Meander in chief. Biden embarrasses U.S. with confused wanderings. They also shared a cropped video deliberately using a narrow frame to hide the truth. So any conservative doom scrolling between checking out their cousin's holiday pictures are going to see this in the narrow frame and the cut and think, oh, look at Biden, he's just wandering off. He was giving the paratrooper a thumbs up and congratulating him. It's just crazy. I mean, I've done hundreds of shows at bases around the world, and whenever we heard we'd be doing shows for the paras, it was always exciting.
Begin tonight in Europe, where Joe spent the day humiliating himself and us on behalf of America on the world stage yet again. He's in Italy for the 50th G7 summit. Not going particularly well. Joe started the summit by awkwardly kissing Italy's Prime Minister, Giorgia Meloni, on the head, sniffing her hair at one moment, seemingly. Then he saluted Meloni before shuffling away.
He kissed her in the right order. You lead with the left, and I really don't see the problem with this at all. There is a considerable height difference. There was no hair sniffing. It's supposed to be a brief greeting, and it was. This is up there with the Newsmax getting mad at Joe Biden for eating salad wrong. But since you're trying to make this Italian greeting awkward on Joe's behalf, here's Trump trying to get some. Now, this video had poor sound, but thanks to my Soros technology, I've made it possible.
Kiss me. On my sweaty lips, please.
You're disgusting.
Oh. Dibs.
Diaper Dawn was just chasing that poor young girl for one on the lips. I guarantee you if Sarah Sanders had just given a speech, he wouldn't be angling for a smooch.
Then, during a parachute demonstration, Biden got dazed and confused. How shocking. And started to just, wander off like that. As other G7 leaders looked on in agony, desperate for somebody to bring Joe back into the fold. Luckily, Italy's prime minister very graciously helped Biden get back to the group.
I don't get why people find this like the rah-rah military channel and Republicans are so military when here you have someone just talking with members of the allied forces. And that makes him incompetent because he wants to compliment them and he's interested in what they do.
And during the summit, Biden also somehow mustered the energy for a speech, but unfortunately, he got distracted by a plane flying overhead. Take a look.
They include key parts of Russia's financial sector. I'll wait till it goes over.
How is that a negative thing? He's talking about something very important and he wants to make sure the media can hear him, that everyone watching at home can hear him. So he's pausing for aircraft. As someone that has worked on lots of films over the years, same thing. If we're shooting a movie on location, someone will say, holding for aircraft. It happens all the time. He's doing the right thing here. There's absolutely nothing wrong with this.
So, my sores are really stinging, feeling like sharp blisters. You know, the tiny mushroom scares my friends. Get the nitrogen out, guys. I have, insurmountable warts that we are up against. We continue to sear them every day. It shouldn't surprise us, but Ivanka's hard to get. Kimberly's legitimately splattered the makeup, so we have to snort harder to make sure we break through all of that nose and actually grow this mushroom to save the party. Remember, tonight we're going to go to do some. For my father's birthday at Mar-a-Lago, Ivanka's there. Gonna scope out her new dress. Give me that booze. Make sure I spend a little time checking out her great features. It takes a lot of dumb to support politicians like Dad. Put in a lot of spray tan and Depends to give you guys, a turd tank. To sell you cheap made-in-China products and let you fall for NFTs, okay? He was convicted, and that sucks because I thought we could just get away with doing whatever we wanted forever. That is why this is going on. My father's not running for president. He's running to stay out of prison. Our whole family are pathetic loons.
Thank you. I see every tip from pennies to dollars. They are hugely appreciated and help make this show possible. If you love what I do here and you can afford to help out, throw me a buck with the PayPal link in the pinned comment or drop me a super thanks with this button. And please take 2 seconds after this video to follow me on Facebook and Instagram. These things are free and help the show grow. Thank you.
Apparently, the former president made reference to Hannibal Lecter and said, nice guy, quote, he even had a friend over for dinner. So we've seen Trump out on the campaign trail praising Hannibal Lecter. Apparently he did it again this morning. Not sure we fully understand the context of that.
We weren't inside the room, but neither was CNN, and that's the point. So we did what journalists do. We went to our sources who were actually there. Did Trump really call a flesh-eating serial killer a nice guy? No. Trump was joking that if he said something about Hannibal Lecter, the fake news media would say he was praising him, and CNN took the bait.
Oh, yes, it was Donald Trump playing 4D chess again. They took the bait. You know, they're also saying that the whole Trump shark batteries boat electrocution thing was just him joking. But, you know, when it comes to Hannibal, receipts.
Why? Because that's a vicious thing. I said, that's Silence of the Lamb. You know what that is? Has anybody seen Silence of the Lambs? Hannibal Lecter, how great an actor was he? You know why I like him? Because he said on television, on one of the, I love Donald Trump, so I love him. I love him. I love him. He said that a long time ago, and once he said that, he was in my camp. I was in his camp. Yeah, I don't care if he was the worst actor. I'd say he was great to me.
Pretty weird to see this guy cheering on a cannibal, but yes, this is the Electric Sharks guy. It doesn't take long to confirm that Anthony Hopkins has not publicly supported Trump, and neither have the other actors who have played Hannibal Lecter in film and television, including Mads Mikkelsen and Brian Cox, who you may know well from Succession, but he first played Hannibal in Manhunter, directed by Michael Mann. Great movie. He has never said anything remotely kind about Trump. In fact, he says he's such a effing, and I can't even put the stuff here that he said. It's not very kind, and good on him. Hopkins also stated that he doesn't care for Trump in a 2018 Guardian interview with Miranda Sawyer. This is incredibly dangerous and illegal. A vehicle traveling 55 miles per hour covers 80 feet per second. Research data shows the average texter behind the wheel looks away for 5 seconds before looking up again, and the vehicle has traveled 403 feet. The CDC places driving distractions as visual distractions that take a driver's eyes off the road, looking at a camera while driving, manual distractions that take a driver's hands off the wheel, fumbling with the recording on the camera, getting the Gorka in the frame, cognitive distractions that take a driver's mind off driving, spewing dumb thoughts for your eyes too close together fan base. I don't care what happens to Dr. Gorka. I care what happens to the vehicle he plows into. Please don't do this. Looks like TDS lives strong in another YT channel. Mega tears. Wow, what an echo chamber. Mega tears. Egghead in his basement helping to proving that liberals are not in the least bit amusing. Mega tears. One thing I've always done on this channel is read your comments. Thank you. I reply to as many as possible because I'm grateful to have you watching the show and I love what you have to say. I had heaps of suggestions to ditch Rusty's satellite dish and grab an inflatable e-collar, and I went out and got one that day and he loves it. It's like he gets to use it like a giant neck pillow without the hassle of flying. Dude is super happy, and I want to say Happy Father's Day. I was made a dog dad with our first pug, and I thought that would prepare me for being a human dad, and it did not. You can leave a 10-week-old puppy at home alone. Can't do that with a baby. I've said this many times, parenting is super hard, and you don't know how hard it is until you're actually doing it. And we're always trying to do our best, and sometimes, we got to hand things off to the pros, like my wife put our son in swimming lessons. Didn't have to do that with the pug, just dropped him in the lake and watched him race back to the shore. So we get the boy to the pool, and the instructor is sporting a Speedo. I mean, like, hey, this isn't the Olympics, pal. It's toddlers in 3 feet of water. Like, why do you have to bring aerodynamics into this like Disney-themed pool? Seriously, the water isn't even at his balls. There's no point in this outfit, and he's going through all the motions, and it was one of those mom and tot swim things, and I tagged along, and I'm just trying to figure it out. Like, what's your angle here, buddy? You're sporting the budgie smugglers. Like, it's not for swimming. It must be just to hit on, these exhausted moms? Yeah, go and try and bang the women that had their bits torn not long ago. Good luck. President Italy is in Biden. President Italy. Completely disporting. See if you're doom scrolling your conservative news feed between checking out pictures of your cousin's beach holiday for a little too long. Thanks for watching. Please stick around and check out another one of my videos. Say hello in the comments. Find my stand-up on Spotify, streamed by millions, and add me on Facebook and Instagram. It all helps. Be cool, be kind, take care.